All right, well, the sun is shining. I swept all that broken glass into this hole I have between my concrete gaps here for now. I ordered this little quarter-inch drive Summit digital torque wrench. And what I'm going to do, it's going to be a short video, I'm going to try to get underneath here and torque down the water pump and the thermostat housing to 10 Newton meters to see if that stops the leak I've got. I did just do these two right there. I can't get to that one because the belt's in the way, so I'm gonna have my neighbor come by and hold the tensioner while I get in there and get that one, but I can get the other ones and then I can come back and get that one. So this is just going to be short. This is all I'm going to get done today. I'm still kind of, you can tell by my breathing, a little not 100%, but we're working through it. So we're going to try this out. I'm kind of bummed. I thought this one beeped. You could set it and stuff like that, but it basically just reads what you hold the torque at. Doesn't beep, doesn't give me any light indication. There's no way to like set it and forget it. But it should work to get close. It was like $59 from Amazon. So if it doesn't work after this, then I'll just send it back to Amazon. It won't matter, but all right, so let me get under the car. I am probably going to grab my drop light so I can have some light down there too. All right, so this would have been a lot easier had I done this before I put all the hoses back in place. But I've gotten this one. You can see where there's water here. I got the one that's right above it, right there. So I need to get to that one and the one that's right, it's not going to focus, but it's right there, right where the shadow is. And then I just have the one on the top. And then I need to do the thermostat housing, which is this one here, and the ones up here on the side. So I may be able to get most of the thermostat housing. I can get my hand above this right in here, so that will solve that problem. Hopefully I can get them all. But yeah, so far these were just barely snug. So in between the time that I worked on it and the time that I started putting coolant in it, I forgot to tighten those down. And I didn't have a Newton meter wrench. And the smallest torque wrench I had was 1/2 inch. So really wasn't going to work in here. And like I said, because I had been sick and whatnot, I kind of forgot where I was. So I've got 2 bolts down here on the thermostat housing, one right there, one right here. I should be able to get both of those. And then I think the other 3, 4, shit, I can't remember. Should be fairly easy. I have a deep socket, a couple of different extensions, and oops, I have a swivel with a small tin on it just in case. So I know that's what I took those out with. So yeah, so I'm going to try to get this one here on the water pump and the one over there on the water pump. There you go. Now you can see it, that one. All right, so let me knock those out real quick, and then that will just leave the one at the top that I will need some assistance with. But what a day. All right, let me get this done, and then we'll call this video. All right, so far I've got all the ones down here. I got that one the best I could. I don't know how I got it out of there, because the long one's too long because it hits something on this side, and the short one with an extension, hits up there, so I used a swivel and got it from this angle and tightened it down to about 11. It says about 10, so, but with the long extension, I'm assuming there's a little bit of flex, so just a little bit over the recommended. Should be fine. So now we just got to get these other bolts for the thermostat housing, and hopefully that's it. I should hit everything with a rag just to see if we've still got a leak. Alright, so what we're looking at here is I've gotten these two here. This one here and this one here I got, and it looks like I have that one up there, and trying to see if I can see the other one. There it is. And this one here. When I took them off, I came in through this opening here above the line and between the O2 sensor on the exhaust, and I'm pretty sure I can get it with a straight one, and I can't remember how I got that upper one, but we'll see what we can come up with. Alright, to get the very top one, which is hidden up there. How did I see that a second ago? Well, to get the very top one, I had to go on this side of the O2 sensor, around the exhaust, and into that. And then what did I end up using was a short 10, a swivel, and a long extension, and little shorty extension, and that was just enough to get me on this side of everything without being cluttered in there, and I was able to get it in there. And so I torqued it to 12 because I had 2 extensions and a swivel, and I just wanted to make sure. So there's 4 of those, got those all tightened up, and the only one we have left on the water pump is the one that is hidden by the belt, and I'm going to have someone help me with that one. But that should be that. So if I start it, it shouldn't leak. But we do have fuel injector issues because that exhaust manifold was cherry red last time, which is unburnt fuel being stuck in there. So that's something we still have to address, but with the weather the way it is, I can't really spend an hour with the top up and never know what the damn weather's going to be. So that's going to be it for today. I will have to see about the next dry day, and maybe I can get the brakes bled, and that will just leave the injectors. Per the book, it's about an hour and a half job. I figure while I have the car in service mode, I will go ahead and replace the top transmission gear, drive gear, whatever you want to call that. I don't know if the ones that are in this car are broke, but the driver's side doesn't always close down tight. So I'm assuming it's got a small crack or it started to break. The gear was like less than $10 or something like that. Got them off Amazon based on somebody's recommendation in one of the groups. So I'll get part numbers for that, but most likely that's what we're going to do. But that's going to be all today. So this was really just a short few minute job. And clearly I didn't tighten down any of those the last time I had worked on this before I started installing the coolant. With everything that's been going on, it's sometimes hard for me to remember where I was, and then I jumped to the next part thinking I was done. So that's why I always like double talk in my videos, go back and say, this is what I did, this is the ones I tightened, this is the ones I didn't, so I can go back and rewatch them. But I guess I didn't do that in the last video. So these are all done, and like I said, we just have the one that's hidden behind the belt, so that's going to take 2 people, so I can get some slack on it and I can get the tool in there for, you know, just a little bit of tightening. Thanks for watching. So I can go over this little torque wrench real quick since I got it out. So it came with these bit drivers. It came with a 14 or 14 a quarter inch adapter. It also comes with a little bit longer quarter inch adapter. It says here that it is used for calibration test purposes. Okay, great. So they gave me an extra one. It's a little bit longer than the other one, so not much, a few mil, but you know, whatever. And then these are just my tools that I'm using, but it has a nice little compartment. Looks like there's a spot here to hold a battery, maybe an extra battery. It takes one AAA. It's kind of hard to tell. It sort of looks like that red light's on, but it really isn't. So yeah, kind of a little simple. You know, this is called Summit Tools, but this is not Summit, the racing supply store. This is just some pretty sure Chinese knockoff brand. But yeah. All right, so that's done. That's just a little heads up on the tool. Like I said, this was the cheapest one I could find on Amazon. There are several that look just like it. They start about $59 and go to $100 and something. I just bought the cheapest one because they all look the same other than the colors.